What's been very interesting I've been thinking about tonight is that I am done with people's bullshit. I'm not willing to take on any more manipulation from anybody.
Oh yeah, you heard that right. That's con artist and fraud Coco Berthmann saying she's tired of people's bullshit and manipulations. Never mind that Coco Berthmann herself manipulated and scammed thousands of people all across the world. Never mind that she traumatized dozens of people, including trauma survivors. You have to have some audacity to get on the internet and complain about other people's bullshit manipulations when you yourself have scammed people around the world. But wait, there's more. Let's get into the rest of the video.
And I call out people on their crap, and stepping into that confidence that I've lacked for so many years has been so freeing and helping me understand that their bullcrap has nothing to do with me, but their manipulation tactics has everything to do with them and their insecurities and them projecting their insecurities onto me. Anyways.
I'm sorry, did this con artist just say that she calls people out on their bullcrap? And their response to her has nothing to do with her? I think it has everything to do with her. Because what right does a con artist, a scammer, someone who has harmed so many people have to call other people out on their crap when I'm pretty sure their crap didn't involve scamming the world and harming vulnerable communities and then turning around and acting like you're the victim? But let's continue.
Such a cool time right now where I feel I'm finally confident enough to not only set my boundaries, but stand to my boundaries and not allow any bullshit.
Wow, what about all the boundaries that Coco Berthmann crossed for years? All those amazing, kind-hearted people who opened their homes to her, and she scammed the absolute shit out of them. She put them through emotional hell and torment, and then turned around and muddied their names when they called her out. Yeah, what about all of Coco Berthmann's bullshit? Let's continue.
And we're not holding any more space for those unkind, disrespectful, dismissive individuals that really don't care about us, right?
Unkind? Disrespectful? You know what's incredibly unkind and disrespectful? Telling 60,000+ people that you have possibly incurable cancer and that you need their money? Knowing that it's an elaborate hoax? You know what also is very incredibly unkind is emotionally tormenting women who just wanted to help you. I can think of nothing more disrespectful than taking advantage of people who openly invite you into their homes and into their lives. I would say this is the pot calling the kettle black, however, I believe Coco Berthmann is evil. Because it takes a very evil person to make friends with trauma survivors who have already gone through the worst things in life and lying to all of their faces time and time again. But let's continue.
We're in a relationship with somebody's potential, not with their reality. They show us their reality on a daily basis, and yet we hope for some reason they'll change.
People do show us their reality, and this is Coco Berthmann showing the reality that she doesn't give a damn about all of the people that she traumatized and hurt. Coco Berthmann has created countless victims, and their reality is that they're still trying to heal from the things that she did to them. And it takes a lot of nerve, and not in a good way, to harm the amount of people that Coco Berthmann has harmed, and then to turn around and say these kinds of things on the internet. When people show you who they are, believe them.
So lessons learned, I am done. And it's not even like playing the victim card here. It's just, that's just where your power comes back. You set your boundaries, you see what things are for, and then you move on and be gone.
Oh, but this is absolutely Coco Berthmann playing the victim card. There is nothing honorable or inspirational or anything commendable from these videos that Coco Berthmann posted. All I see is someone who victimized a lot of people, who preyed on multiple communities, turning around and acting like somehow, in some way, she's the one who's the victim here. Like somehow the dozens of people who have spoken out about what she's done to them are all just the liars, and Coco Berthmann is the only one who's telling the truth. I guess it's okay for Coco Berthmann to call people on their crap, but it's not okay for the world to call Coco Berthmann on her crap.
So overall, just a concept of setting my standard and expressing my standard in needs, and if for some reason my needs end up in an argument, then that is the one way to get out of this conversation. I will meet everybody with highest respect, and I will, moving forward, demand the same level of respect.
You cannot claim to meet people with the highest level of respect when you've scammed people, manipulated them, emotionally tormented them, and took advantage of them for years. That's a low-ass form of disrespect. And no one owes Coco Berthmann a damn bit of respect.
But if the respect isn't mutual, and there will be dismissiveness, disregarding of any sort, professionally, personally, I'm out. I like as hard as I love, and as hard as I and loyal I am, I can detach so quickly and say, moving on. And that has been the pattern.
Coco's right. This is a pattern. She lied to people for years. She scammed them, took advantage of them, took from them, manipulated them, played games with them. And anytime they called her out and confronted her, boom, gone. And she can claim she loves hard all she wants, but to detach so easily from someone who wants you to admit what you've done to them, how you've harmed them, in order to do the things that she's done to people, she has to dehumanize them. You cannot put people what she's put them through and see them as a human being. In order for you to take full advantage of someone and not care how your lies affect them, you have to dehumanize them. And when you dehumanize someone, there's no attachment there whatsoever. Any person who has ever tried to hold Coco Berthmann accountable in a real way that didn't enable her to continue her scams, it's her pattern to flee and then lie about them.
And that's what I'm honestly really proud of. The confidence I've finally found in me to just move on. Because the longer you hold on, and this is the last thing I'm going to share tonight, the longer you hold on to their potential, the longer you are staying delusional.
It's interesting to watch someone who has created so much damage and caused so much harm make these videos so completely uncaring and unaware at how these videos are coming across. She continues to talk about how proud she is in her confidence to move on and her abilities to let go, as though she is the victim, when the reality is that she perfectly orchestrated her crimes for years. This is not confidence. That's not confidence. That's psychopathy, and that's narcissism.
Their potential is not in your reach. It is a fantasy that you made up of some sort of a relationship of what could it look like if they change ABC or do 1, 2, 3. It's not going to happen. They are showing you their reality. And this is who they are. And they're showing you the truest of their colors. And that's what you're getting.
These videos are Coco Berthmann showing her truest of true colors. She's showing us her reality. There's no wondering or guessing what Coco Berthmann thinks about the victims she's created. She doesn't think about them. She doesn't care about them. Coco Berthmann has and always will be an advocate for only Coco Berthmann. There have been people who think that they will be the ones to get through to her. They will be the ones to break down her walls and just show her the harm she's caused and be the ones that will actually get her to seek the proper help that she needs so she doesn't hurt anyone ever again. And every single one of those people have failed. Some of them became new victims of hers. Some of them just disappeared into the background. These videos are Coco Berthmann unmasked. She doesn't even try to hide it.
The potential is all in your head. And that has been the biggest lesson for me and the biggest confident boost the last few weeks to say, okay, this is it. And lastly, also, what has been amazing to me is finding my confidence in me not needing outside validation that we all kind of, cave and chase and hoping for, and therefore sticking to situations way longer than we should or healthy. They are healthy for us. And now I feel so detached from all of that, knowing I have it within me. I don't need nobody to validate any sort of thing. Yes, there's a beautiful part about interdependence, right? Like you want people in your space and there's room for that. But as soon as there's a manipulation or taking advantage or unkindness, be gone.
This is actually advice that people in Coco Berthmann's life need to take. The moment she starts manipulating you, the moment she lies, the moment you catch her in a lie, the moment she tries to pin all of the things that she's done to everyone else back on them, get out of there. There have been dozens of people in those shoes who ended up with trauma, who are fighting even to this day to raise awareness about what she's done so she can't hurt any more people. She is telling you who she is. These videos are not of someone who has remorse and empathy for the people that she's harmed. This is a love letter to herself. This has been her act from the beginning of time, and she is still putting it on. I admire all the people that are working behind the scenes on documentaries and articles talking about Coco scams.
And there's a lot of things I'm going to do differently moving forward, such as not allowing people in my space that don't deserve to be in my space or my time, and etc. So just like lots of thoughts.
Here are some final thoughts. Coco Berthmann has harmed a lot of people. She's traumatized so many people. And when someone is genuinely remorseful, when they've actually put in the work to make a change, to not harm anyone else in the future, to change the way that they've done things in the past, because the way that they did things in the past was by dehumanizing people and just not seeing them as a person and taking full advantage of them. When someone does those things and they genuinely change their behavior, it shows. It would be night and day. These videos that Coco posted show the opposite. They show a woman who has continued her victim narrative, has continued to see herself as the oppressed, and continues time and time again to paint herself in a light that's very different from what she is showing. She likes to paint herself as someone dedicated to healing, but nothing about this woman has changed. People will show you who they are. Their actions will speak way louder than their words. But sometimes their words just open your eyes a little bit to show you there's something off with this one. And right now, people are working really hard to continue raising awareness about Coco Berthmann, the harm that she's caused, the scams that she's facilitated across the world. Articles are being written and documentaries are being produced. In the meantime, stay safe, and thank you to everyone who has continued to fight for awareness so that no one is ever hurt again by the actions of Coco Berthmann.